We tend to have lots of stuff go on in our physical body, and we have different kinds of health issues. We'll have a fear of what's going to happen if we have some kind of condition, if that condition starts to become more intense. Somatic inquiry means that we're present in this moment in time, noticing our experience in our body. Then we bring in an inquiry focus, compassionate, kind relationship with our aging or ailing body. What is my response to that? What is here? How do I feel about that? What are my associations around that? And let yourself come into here, this moment. One of the real principles of working with our own healing is that we need to be here in this moment in time. One of the effects of being here and knowing that we're here is that all of the things that have happened to us in the past and all the things that might happen in the future aren't happening in this moment. We bring our past into this moment through our body, through our thoughts and our mind, through the way our nervous system is always trying to predict what's going to happen. We don't really come into any moment fresh. And we can also be more aware of what belongs to the past and the future and what's actually happening right now. Notice your body. Can you let your body kind of settle in, be supported? Notice if there's some part of your body that would be benefited by some softening, some relaxing. And as we're going through each of the parts of the body, there might be something that's not the way we want it to be. It might be something to do with health. It might be beauty. It might be some kind of pain. And then notice your chest area, your heart center. What's the energy, sensations in your heart area right now? So your physical heart and lungs, but also your emotional heart, your spiritual heart center. There's often sensation or energy there. And then notice your gut, your stomach. As we bring our whole body into awareness now, what is your sense of your own health in your physical body? If you were to say, my body is vibrantly healthy, how true is that in this moment? Many, many of us have something going on that we're working with. Settle into that for a moment. What is the current state of your physical health? And where does your mind go when you're looking at that? Is there a particular issue that's going on, a particular part of your body? And whatever it is that's going on, is this something that is likely to get more intense or to worsen as time goes on? So, as we're going through these different points, notice what has real resonance for you, and then maybe focus on that a little bit more. And some things won't have much resonance for you, so you could just let that move to the background. If you have something going on with your health, let's look at your relationship with what's going on. Whatever it is going on, but let yourself be aware of that and let yourself be real about that. Is this something that gets a little better and then it gets a little bit worse? Is it something that's got a downward slide over the last period of time? So if we go back into the past, that might be something that just seems to be getting worse over time. So notice that we can have an awareness of our history with whatever it is that's going on. Are you able to be kind of welcoming of what's happening in this moment? And without any aggressiveness around that, without any shaming. Of course, we don't want to have any kind of adverse health conditions going on in our body. This is actually what it is right now. Without making it right or wrong, it's just what it is. And take a few breaths, let your body soften a bit. And could you be kind and soft and gentle with yourself, whatever your response is? You could put your hand on your heart or just to offer yourself a bit of space around this. I'm in a situation that's not ideal. It might be very painful or it's really limiting in some way. I might have a lot of frustration or anger. Almost all of us would have a lot of, I want this to be different than it is. But could you allow yourself to have those responses? Give ourselves a moment to let that be here. Whatever your situation is, whatever your response is. And this is something that we might want to come back to as a regular practice over and over. This is my situation. This is how I feel about that. This is what I'm really hating. It's not fair. This is what I would really like. There's a lot here that we could look at. Let yourself breathe. Let yourself be here. And if that's not all that possible right now, just to allow yourself to have that as part of what's going on. And we might also bring this into the future. If you were to predict, kind of like we're allowing our mind to worry here for a moment, where does your mind go when you think about your health, this particular incident, or maybe more of an overall? If you think about your health in 6 months or 6 years, where do you project that you're going to be with this? And notice that often the mind just goes into catastrophic thinking or worst case scenario thinking. And that's okay, that's what the mind does. But we could notice it if there's an image of, I'm going to be this much worse or something like that. See if you could put that image up into the frame on the wall on the other side of the room. Maybe there's words with it too. I'm going to let people down. I'm scared. I'm going to be helpless. There's a lot of intensity with some of this. I don't know what's going to happen, and I'm scared because I don't know. To put those words into a frame like they're written out, or maybe there's an image of yourself. Look at that like an image for a moment. So, images are colors and shapes. The mind interprets the image. So, you might have a lot of energy in your body as you're looking at that image. That would be really natural. Look at the image, the colors, the shapes, the words, if they have really solid font. Notice the curves and the shapes of the letters. And then notice the frame and notice the space outside the frame. And then let's take our eyes around that empty space a couple of times in one direction, a couple of times in another direction. And then look back at the image or the words. And sometimes that's lightened up a little bit. What we're doing with the circling and noticing the space is we're letting our brain know that we're actually looking at an image. And the image we're looking at is not something that's actually happening right now. It's something that our nervous system, our brain is predicting might happen or that we're afraid might happen. We often have a lot of intensity in our body when we have that going on. Might have a lot of energy in the heart area. Maybe our whole body's kind of antsy. Notice what's happening in your body and do something that might help that, might ease that. So, part of what we're doing to ease that is we're looking at that as an image, which is what it is. It's a thought, it's not something that's here, but it's valid to have those thoughts. We have a nervous system that's always trying to project into the future so that we can take care of things and make it better. Only in this situation, it's not helpful. So you might move your body around, you might shake it off, you might take a few deep breaths. We could do a couple of deep cyclic sighing breaths. Deep double inhale through the nose. Long, slow exhale like you're breathing out through a thin straw. We want to just reset for a moment. You could look around the room, notice 5 things that are a certain color. We're trying to let our nervous system know right now again that we're here in this moment. So we're not actually in the past, we're not in the future. And in this moment, there might be something difficult going on. You might have some kind of pain in your body. Something's coming up soon that you're not certain about, or you might be having a crisis in your health right now. So we're not at all pretending that everything's fine. We look to see what's my experience right now in this moment, and how is that being made more uncomfortable or scarier by the thoughts in the mind and the projections that we're making. And then to come back into, okay, right now, this is what I'm working with. So we have a lot of fear, a lot of investment in this. And it's helpful to notice because these things are happening underground. We could see them. My shoulders up around my ears, I'm holding my breath, and I stop and I look at that. I can see that I'm projecting into the future. And actually, right now in this moment, this is my situation. My body doesn't have a lot of pain, or it might have some pain, but it's something that I can work with. But I'm not in the future right now. And maybe I'd like to work with that. Maybe it's like, no, I just don't really want to go into that right now. And all of that is fine too, of course. It's so powerful, this relationship that we have, our experience, and then how we feel about that. See if you could offer yourself some compassion, some connection. It's hard to be in our body, especially when there's something going on that's not what we would prefer. We can always offer ourselves kindness. Let yourself feel that. Feel the warmth of your own kindness. And that doesn't have to be perfect either. Maybe there's a wish that I could be more kind and an intention to open into that. Take a few breaths and see if there's something that you would like to do that would help you to regulate right now. There's a lot there around our physical health, our history in our body, our predictions about the future. And could I look at those and be present with myself with some kindness? Could I stay here and be my own friend on this one, be on my own side? These are some things that are causing me suffering, causing me some distress, and I could actually really work with these. These are all workable. We could do that as we offer ourselves kindness.